playing Bullet to Bite On from the Power Age album. Great track, great album. So this one happens to be tuned down a half a step. So just keep that in mind. And a lot of the songs on the Power Age album are tuned a little bit off of your normal tuning. So if you are playing along with some of these, make sure you're trying to tune it to what the record is, or it'll sound off. So anyway, so this one's going to start off in A, and the trick to this, to make it sound close to what Malcolm's playing, is it's going to start off with an open A string. And you kind of want to let that A string kind of pop, almost like you're pulling it here, but it's really not. But it's not this. It's okay. So the riff is going to be open A string. Then you're going to go to this C note here on your third fret of your A string, and then back to A, but instead of hitting the open A and the D and the G like you normally would an A chord, you're just going to hit this D and G on the second fret. So, okay, then we're going to hammer on open to A again. So your A string, your D, and your G open, and then to your A again. So it's so that third time, instead of going to A, you're just going to go to open G. And then back to A again. Now, once that part ends, then Malcolm plays these open chords, which is A, D, and G. So it's like this. Okay? Angus is playing a riff that's similar to this. So that's the main riff, the opening riff, and the main chords to the song. Let's get into going into the chorus and see what that looks like. As we head into the chorus, we got our main riff, which is our A, D, and G chords, right? We're going to play that. When we get to the last A chord, right before we transition to a C chord, this strumming pattern changes just a little bit, and that's going to start on that A chord. So then we're going to use C and D, and we're going to go back between C and D 3 times, and then we're going to go to an F chord and a G chord. And then we're going to go back to the main chords of the song, A, D, and G, but the strumming pattern is going to change, and it's going to get much more aggressive. So let me try to demonstrate that here. So we've got A. Okay, and then it goes back into the main chords of the song, but played like it was before. Just So what's important about this is the strumming patterns. They get more aggressive, and you got to kind of watch the downbeats on it to make sure you get it correct. Listen to the record, of course. So let's take a look at the rest of the song. It's basically the same. There's a little riff that Malcolm just kind of sounds almost like he's messing around a little bit. But he just adds this little pull off into the C. But that's pretty much it. So let's take a look at the rest real quick. The rest of the song is kind of the same thing. So we've got our A, our D, and our G chords here. Now, when the rhythm pattern starts to pick up again, when it gets more aggressive, Malcolm's going to kind of throw this little pull off to this C note in here. So it sounds something like this. So you got that little pull off there, and he's just kind of something like that. Kind of follows Cliff's bass a little bit. So anyway, check that out. Work on the strumming pattern and the rhythm to it, and try to get the timing correct. All right. Until next time. Thanks.